Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we're building a beach house in the world of Sulani, and I actually built this as a vacation home rather than a residential home. I was using this for my legacy Sims who have just about finished university. You might have seen their university house build that I did a couple of weeks ago, and they're pretty much at the end of their terms, like their final term. And so I really wanted them to get away before they start working and acting like grown-ups. And they've all found partners, they've all got boyfriends or girlfriends, and I really wanted them to just have some fun, get away. Sulani seemed like a nice place to sort of have like a beach vacation. So that was kind of the idea behind this house, was that it would be, somewhere for them to relax and hang out. So it has 4 bedrooms, uh, I think 3 bathrooms, I think in total. And it has like a nice sort of living room, dining room, kitchen area. So there's quite a few spaces to like hang out, and then they've got some really nice bedrooms as well, and then a small area outside in the garden for them to hang out. I purposely didn't do a massive garden just because, as I say, we're in the world of Sulani, and they were going to hang out on the beach more than they were going to hang out in their garden. So that was kind of the idea behind this house. I was using a reference photo from a house plan that I found on houseplans.com, and I had so much fun building this. I'm not very good at, I guess, like the more island style beach houses, so this was a bit of a challenge for me, especially with the outside of the house, because I really wanted it to fit in with the rest of the world. But I'm really pleased with how this turned out, and I did play in it for a little while after I built it, and it worked really well. Nothing felt cramped. There was 6 adult Sims in the house, but at no point did it feel cramped or anything like that. So it worked really well, I think. So I'm really really happy with how this turned out. So we're just sort of working on the exterior of the house at the moment. Um, I ended up playing around quite a lot with how I wanted this to look. I just wasn't sure on how, as I say, I wanted it to sort of fit in with the world around it, but I was also trying to follow the house plan that I'd found, and so I had to sort of play around with it a little bit to sort of get the best of both worlds. But I'm really pleased. I am really pleased at how it turned out in the end. So at the moment, so I live in England, if I haven't mentioned that before, and at the moment we are having a heat wave, and it is so hot. And I am so much more of like an autumn winter kind of person. And I was all ready for September, cold weather, get my jumpers back out. I love wearing jumpers. And I was just so excited for all that kind of weather, and my TikTok is full of Christmas videos at the moment. It is only September, but I am here for it. And all of a sudden, this heat wave has just come out of nowhere. And I know that, you might be listening or watching this from a country where you have hot weather all the time, but in Britain we are just not built for hot weather. We really are not built for it. We don't have aircon in our homes, um, so we are really just relying on opening your windows and putting a fan on. It has been hot. It has been a lot. Um, so yeah, if I might have to take a couple of breaks while recording this because I'm already boiling. So, speaking of boiling weather, we're going to get back to our vacation home now. I've finished my little whinge about the weather. So, at this point, I've sort of decorated the outside, and at first I thought I was going to go with all blue. As you see now, I'm changing it so there's a bit of white in there as well. I just thought it adds a bit of contrast. Whereas when it looked completely blue, I didn't really love how that looked in the end. I tried to keep the doors and windows to be quite Sulani, like I guess I wanted to use doors and windows that came from the Sulani Island Living Pack. Just because again I really wanted it to fit into the outside world. And I've made some modern homes before, not for this channel, but just in general in Sulani, where I've ended up using more modern windows and doors because that was the vibe I was going for. And actually, in this case, I just kind of felt like it didn't really work. I normally do that on like the the more beach houses where they're actually on the beach in the water. But when they're on the island and they're amongst other island buildings, it just looked better to have island living windows and doors. So that was kind of what I decided to go for with this. And I would definitely say, I think I said this earlier, this isn't my strong suit, I don't think. I'm definitely not, this isn't my sort of natural style of building. So it was definitely a bit out of my comfort zone. Um, I just want to make sure that it looks nice and I'm not putting random things in to the exterior. The interior is then a bit more modern, so I just sort of I don't it's not like it's all island living furniture inside or anything like that. I sort of go a bit more modern, a bit more family home inside than on the outside. Um, and then I tried to think very much of, rather than just thinking about my legacy Sims, thinking about the fact that I would probably use this quite a lot as a vacation home. And so, how can I make it seem a bit more neutral so that whatever family I have, I can bring them here? So the inside is definitely a bit more. Um, it still has quite a lot of colours, but it's not. I didn't theme it to my legacy Sims, if that makes sense. So we're about to start moving inside and into the living room. So again, I really wanted this to feel like quite a nice, relaxing place for them to hang out. I put in a games console so they could all play games together. And yeah, I just really wanted it to feel like just a cool place to hang out. I was quite often taking them out in the evenings to bars and that sort of thing. But then during the day, I'd take them to the beach. But then when they had some sort of downtime, they'd hang out in the living room and play some video games and or dance to the music or things like that. So I really wanted it to just have a bit more of a homely, relaxed vibe. I'm actually in my legacy gameplay now. I think I'm on the 8th generation now, which is just crazy. So I started playing with this. I haven't been filming any of my legacy gameplay. I started it in February of this year, I think. That was generation 1, and now I'm on to generation 8. And it's strange how many generations I've done in, well, I guess, like 8 months, 6 months, 8 months, 8 months, I guess it is. Um, so yeah, I'm really enjoying sort of playing. I've never really done this before. I've had like one family and I've just sort of played through all of their generations. And I try to make each generation a little bit different. They have different careers and different storylines, etc. But yeah, it's not something I would think I would necessarily want to film because I think I'd put too much pressure on myself to make it like interesting to other people, not just to me. Um, but yeah, I really enjoy sort of playing around with that aspect. And then it's worked really well in terms of the fact that I'm constantly building things for them. So I come up with new ideas of houses, and as you know, they have kids, and as their kids get older, I build houses for the kids to go and move into, and go and live their lives while I play with the next heir. Um, so yeah, I've been really enjoying doing that. It just makes it a bit more interesting, I think, in terms of like building as well, because I'm sort of building for a purpose. So I've been really enjoying that. And I'll be sharing a few more of my sort of legacy builds um with you. Obviously you don't know the legacy, so I don't expect you to care about them, but it's still interesting to sort of show you my builds. I think they're pretty they're still just builds, you know, it's not like you need to know the characters to understand the builds. So the other big thing that happened this week in the Sims world is that they released the Modern Luxe and swimwear kit. I can't remember what the swimwear kit's called. I haven't got either of them yet. I think I will probably get the Modern Luxe kit. The swimwear kit, I don't know. I personally haven't got any of the pass kits. I do enjoy sort of dressing my Sims up when I'm playing, but I wouldn't say that like I'm, a major pass fan. I'm definitely more of like a build and buy kind of person. So I don't know, I might end up getting the swimwear kit eventually. And I do think it's good that we've got some extra swimwear options, because I do think quite a lot of the ones we have, like some of them are great, and then some of them aren't so great. And then from the looks of it, it looks like there's like a few nice choices in there. But I think the modern luxe one is the one that I'm most interested in. I really love doing luxurious bedrooms, and I just think that one's probably gonna be more up my street. So I'm probably gonna get that one. Um, yeah. I mean, the kids are kind of love them or hate them, right? I have a few of the clutter ones and things like that. I don't have that many of them, to be honest, but I understand why people get very upset about them. They are quite a bit of money, and some of them you really get so few items. It's yeah, it's not great, is it? But yeah, I think that I will probably end up giving in and getting the Modern Luxe kit. I think the most recent kit I got was the greenhouse kit. I'm trying to think of what else has come out after that. I definitely got the greenhouse kit. I didn't get the basement treasures kit. I tried to sort of limit myself to one of the two they bring out, and then eventually I might get the others um at a later date. But yeah, I definitely think the Modern Luxe one is more up my street than some of the other ones that I've seen. So speaking of luxurious bedrooms, we're currently building sort of the main bedroom is kind of the way I thought about it. So whoever would sort of organise a vacation or that sort of thing would have this bedroom as theirs. And in the house plan that I was working from, this is very much called the owner's suite or the master suite. So that was kind of the look that I was going for with this. And I'm really pleased at how this bathroom came out, the ensuite bathroom. I've started to use like his and hers um sinks, and I'm really pleased at how they keep turning out. I'm just really enjoying being able to have, I guess, my Sims getting ready for bed at the same time and things like that. I'm really enjoying that, and just the look of it as well. I definitely enjoy using these counters more than the like pre-made sinks, the all-in-one sinks that we get. And then I was gonna have like a luxurious bath in here, but I realised that sometimes it's just easier to have an all-in-one shower and bath, so I can just get them in and have a quick shower, and then have a bath when I want them to have a bit more of a longer clean, I guess is what I'm thinking. Um, and then the bedroom, I tried to make it again kind of luxurious. I put a closet in there, which is of course, just because I wanted to have a closet and not because I wanted them to have another woohoo spot. Um, and then it has like a makeup table and stuff. I really wanted it to feel quite. I wanted it to feel like that's the bedroom that everyone would want, you know? And then the other bedrooms are a bit more simple. So we're moving on to another bedroom now, and it just, has a few things in there. I wanted it to all feel quite neutral, so you could use it for any Sims as a vacation home rather than themed to specific Sims. And then I tried to make sure there was as many sort of ensuite bathrooms as possible, so that if you had quite a lot of Sims in here, you could get them ready fairly quickly and easily. If you were going to then go to the beach for the day or go out anywhere else for the day, that was kind of my thinking behind this. So we're just looking at the wallpapers now. I think I say this quite a lot, but I always struggle with the wallpapering because it makes such a massive difference to the room, but I really don't like the patterned wallpapers. I do use them, but I much prefer the more plainer wallpapers. But I'm also aware that that means the rooms are quite boring. Um, so I have to sort of make myself branch out for wallpapers rather than just using the same ones over and over again. They're just sort of plain, plain colours. So we're moving upstairs now to the upstairs bedrooms. So there's two bedrooms up here. So there's two bedrooms downstairs, two bedrooms upstairs. As I say, this was built for like at least 6 adult Sims if they're all in couples, or just 4 adult Sims if people are on their own. Um, as you can see, I've just used a decorate like a patterned wallpaper because I suddenly realised I really needed to branch out a little bit. Um, but I'm really happy with how these turned out upstairs. They're a bit more, I would say a bit more Sulani, like in terms of like the colours and the furniture that I've used. I definitely think they've got a bit more theming to the outside around them than the rooms downstairs had. But I quite liked that because it meant that you sort of had two more neutral, um, themed bedrooms and then 2 more island themed bedrooms, so people could choose what they wanted depending on what kind of experience they wanted from their vacation. And so we're just sort of decorating the en suites. Again, they're basically the same, back to back, because that's quite often what you have in these kinds of places, like it's the same thing. If you have like a hotel room as an example, the layout of your room is probably identical to the layout of the room next to you. So that was kind of what I thought when I was building this. Originally, I felt a bit guilty about just putting the same thing into the next room, but I thought, well, that is what you would have in a hotel. So if we're doing a vacation home, it kind of makes sense for them to be the same. And then I definitely wanted to add in a few more decorations around the house. So I've realised I don't have very many paintings around, and just a bit of clutter. I used from the bathroom clutter kit, there's these stuff of towels I'm putting in every room. Because again, if you were staying at a vacation home, they would probably give you a stack of towels in each room. So I just thought it added a bit more realism to it. And then it's say just decorating a bit more around the house because I suddenly realised there isn't very much decoration around and it is all a little bit plain. So just adding in some more clutter and decorations. So I have quite a few videos coming up. I've actually planned all of my videos until the end of the year, which is a bit insane. But I sort of sat down and had like a bit of a brainstorming session of all the different content ideas that I had, and I'm really excited. I've built a couple more after this one. So I've still got a lot to do, but I'm really enjoying it. And as I say, it's helped having the legacy gameplay because it sort of means that I've built some things that weren't in the plan. But a lot of it is just random ideas that I've had, just from sort of having a little look around the different worlds and the Sims and the different lots and stuff. So yeah, I'm really pleased to bring all of those to you. I'm sort of playing around a little bit at the moment with the timings of my videos. So they're always on a Friday, but I'm sort of playing around with what time. So if you have been watching my videos and there's a certain time on a Friday you think would work better, then please let me know. Bear in mind that I'm in the UK, so I can only really do the mornings of US time, I guess, or um, yeah, I guess the mornings. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about at the moment. Is what sort of times is best. Um, just in terms of like what I can do as well. I work full time, so I can't really post during the middle of the day on a Friday, but I could post before I went to work on or started work on the Friday. So yeah, I'm just sort of playing around with that at the moment. And as I say, I think I said this in my last video, I'm just having a lot of fun playing around with not just building, but with YouTube and social media. So I'm really enjoying it, and it's definitely given me like a nice little hobby on the side of work. I have quite a busy job, so it takes up quite a lot of my time. And it's nice just to have something that means I'm just not working, sleeping, eating. So yeah, we are coming to the end of this build now. So we're just wrapping up on the outside. As I said, I didn't have like a massive garden area. It was really just going to be a small, simple area for them to hang out in because they've got the beach not far away as well. So just a small area with little fire pits, some outdoor seating. And that's it. So thank you for watching. I will leave you with the video tour and I will see you in the next video.